Jeez, I just want to get into this word bondage real quick. When we talk about bondage, how do we define this word? And a media search on Google is going to show that they're talking about BDSM, the practice of consensually tying, bonding, and restraining a partner for erotic, aesthetic, and some somatosensory stimulation. The partner may be physically restrained in a variety of ways, yada, yada, yada. Bondage, right? Wikipedia, once again, BDSM, right? But when we get to Merriam-Webster's definition of meaning, the meaning of bondage is the tenure of service of a villain, a serf, or an enslaved person, right? The dictionary definition of meaning is going to tell you slavery or involuntary servitude, serfdom. That's bondage, the state of being bound by and subjected to some external power or control. Cambridge Dictionary is going to tell you the state of being another person's slave, a person who is owned by them and has to work for them. The slaves were kept in bondage until their death. You got Pornhub videos, high quality, most relevant. See this bondage definition, meaning, synonyms. Vocabulary.com is going to say bondage is the state of being bound, like an enslaved person. If you're in handcuffs, you're in bondage. The word bondage has meant condition, right? Meanwhile, they got a master class on 10 bondage positions, right? Dig that. The master class on bondage. A master wants to give you a class on bondage. I mean, where else did they go to learn about how to enslave people? A master class, right? Look at it, the Collins Dictionary. It says bondage definition in American English. Bondage is the condition of being someone's property and having to work for them. Masters sometimes allow their slaves to buy their way out. Oh my God, let me get into this Collins. I don't even know who Collins is. I just want to read this. Bondage is the condition of being someone's property and having to work for them. Masters sometimes allow their slaves to buy their way out of bondage. Is the condition of not being free because you're strongly influenced by something or someone. All people, she said, live their lives in bondage to hunger, pain, and lust. So now, as we talk about bondage, right, let's go to the etymology on bondage, right? Early peasant householder, right? That's how they sanitize it. Legal condition of a serf or slave. So now I look up slave, right? I look up serf, pardon me. And a serf is a servant, serving man, slave, from old vassal, servant, slave. You see what I'm saying? The word bondage is akin to slavery. So when you look at the stock market, right? We got stocks and bonds, right? Definition. Bonds are investments in debt, while stocks are a way to purchase part of a company. Stocks and bonds also offer different risk levels and returns on investment. Let's look at the pros and cons of investing in each, all right? But bonds are investments in debt. So bondage, slavery. Now, I'm going to take you somewhere real fast, and then I'm going to let y'all go. Right? The 14th Amendment, June 8th. Let's see. Equal protection, 14th Amendment, right here, right? All persons born and naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the states wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privilege and immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction, equal protection. Right here, right? Representatives shall apportion among themselves these states, including the right to vote in any election, da da da. Now inhabitants, 21. Right? Let's get into it. Let's keep looking. Boom, boom. What? Section 4. The validity of the public debt of the United States authorized by law, including debts incurred by payment of pensions and bounties for services in suppressing insurrection and rebellion shall not be questioned. By neither the United States nor any state shall assume or pay any debt or obligation incurred in aid of insurrection or rebellion against the United States, or any claim for loss or emancipation of any slave. But all such debts, obligations, and claims shall be held illegal and void. So this is what they're saying, that the United States has basically said they're not responsible for any public debt, right? And you cannot question it. And the Congress has the power to enforce by appropriate legislation the provisions of this article. So the validity of the public debt, right, of the United States, including debts incurred for payment of pensions and bounties for services in suppression of insurrection or rebellion shall not be questioned. But the United States, nor any state shall assume or pay any debt or obligation incurred in aid of insurrection or rebellion against the United States, or in claim for the loss of emancipation of any slave. Right? Who has to pay that public debt?